more readings and a bunch of chatting. Let's just chat about whatever your needs are, because readings are so very personal, and there's a reason you need a reading. And we got to talk about the reading. It could pertain to your personality. It could pertain to what's going on in your life. It could pertain to a lot of things. I love doing readings, especially on people I don't know. I love it when the cards are just beautifully come out right to somebody you don't know, somebody you know nothing about. And the reading comes out beautiful and nice, and we get to chat about what's going on. My deck hasn't had attention in a while. I don't know what kind of questions to ask it though right now. I don't really have a question to ask it. Right now I just do the typical 3-card read, but I don't know if we want to talk about doing a more in-depth reading. We could talk about a more in-depth reading. I should have 2 cameras, one on the cards and one on me. There's the cards. Nice. Beautiful cards, huh? I love these cards. No, I didn't just buy them because they're pink and everything else in my room is pink. I've been looking for a deck for a while, and these just spoke to me when I saw them. I knew I had to have this deck. I was contemplating on other decks because of their looks and everything about them, and then I saw this deck, and it just spoke to me and said, you gotta have me. And so I said, all right. I do gotta have you, and I bought the deck right away. I said, alright, I do have to have you. And it's a gorgeous deck. It's a beautiful deck. I love it. I think it works well because me and this deck have so much love for each other. Like I said, it just spoke to me. I had to have it. It was just the deck for me. It's almost like this deck was made for me. And I can't wait to do more readings with it. Try to think. What's a question? I don't know if I have a question to ask the deck. What is a question I would ask the deck? I'm trying to think. My mom called me and told me she was getting remarried. So the next morning I did a reading for her. And I told her, well, if my deck means anything, wow, powerful, good reading from the deck. She was happy. My deck says everything's gonna be okay. It was great. I'm trying to think. Is there a question we can ask while we wait for people? Is there a question I need to ask the deck? Because I've already done a lot of question asking of it. Did I do my eyes right today? I don't know if I did my eyes right today. Deck, what question can we ask you? Trying to think. What is a question you would ask the deck? Okay. I got a question in my head. Let's see what the deck says. I got a question in my head. Okay, so think about it while shuffling the deck. Let's see what my future's gonna look like. Let's just see how my future's gonna look. We'll just read for my future. So we'll cut the deck. Let's read for my future. Let's see what my future's going to bring. Three card pull. Let's see, what is my future going to bring? I'm going to be careful because if I flip it this way, I want to flip it this way because there's upside down and there's upside right, and I don't want to get it wrong. So this is the King of Cups upright. I am empathetic, emotionally balanced. Okay. No, it just says stuff that I pretty much always am. Wow, the last card's kind of confusing. Move on, find peace, personal setbacks, self-forgiveness. Both of the first two cards are pretty much almost the same thing about being emotionally balanced, compassionate, empathetic, caring, healing. But what do I need to accept and move on in personal setback? Am I going to have a setback? Is a personal setback in my future? Yeah, that's kind of bad. I don't know, personal setback. I don't want a personal setback. Gotta move on, find peace. Forgive myself. I've done a lot of that through the last 5 years. Recovery does that to you. you have to do you have a lot of setbacks, and you have a lot of having to forgive yourself. And I mean, I don't even think my kids remember 5 years ago and how much I was constantly gone working at a job just to, get money to feed my habit and my brother's habit and stuff like that. And but I've served my punishment. I've served my time. Now all I'm doing is staying in counseling because I still need certain meds, and I got in a fight with my counselor 2 days ago. It wasn't a very good session. Me and my counselor don't exactly get along. We have two different kinds of ideology, and she puts hers on me all the time and yells at me and puts me down. It was a bad, but and then I tell her a problem I'm having with my spouse, and all she does is tell me to go fix it. She don't want to help me. She used to. Part of my recovery used to be about my relationship with my spouse. And so the focus was always on me and my spouse. Settle down. Maybe trying to... Don't bend it! Don't bend it like that! That's what's breaking it, is bending it. These aren't meant to be bent.
Oh, wait.
They're not meant to be bent.
Now my chips are gone.
Pick them up. There's still some in the bag. And anyways, what was I talking about? So
my keyboard's broken.
anyway, it used to be about, okay, whoever's in my life, my husband, my kids, everything like that. It used to be about us, and recovery and everything used to be about my relationships. And if I had a problem in a relationship, she was there to help. But now she doesn't want to have anything to do with any of my relationships with people. It's just, hey Rose, how are you doing? Can I help you with anything? Okay, fine. And when she means can I help you, I think it just means, are you relapsing or anything? If you're not, well then, basically, I don't know. There's, as long as I'm taking my meds and not relapsing, I'm fine.
And when?
And then basically, I guess, I don't know, do you cut the hour session off, or do you just sit there for an hour in silence because there's nothing really to talk about? If she doesn't want to... She blamed my streams for some of it. She thinks I should quit streaming, but... No, it's stupid. So I don't know if that's what that card meant, personal setbacks. I don't think... I'm tired of explaining to people that I have the time to stream during the day because my husband's at work all day. Well, I don't stream all day. I come on in the afternoon. I do my morning things. I come on in the afternoon.
Oh, this
So
one.
anybody need a reading? It's nice and shuffled. Oh, I love this deck. I can't tell you how much I just love this deck. It was just, like I said, it feels like it was made for me. It just feels like it was. But, you know, that card was talking about personal setbacks and stuff and acceptance of it. And one thing about an ESFJ is they do have a hard time with trying not to blame themselves for everything. If something goes wrong, we always blame ourselves. We are very good at blaming ourselves. Because we must have done something wrong.
Oh, Mama.
And I think that stems a lot from my childhood too, when your personality is developing, because every time I was with people and something went wrong, it was always my fault. I always did something and things went sideways because something I did. Or things broke or something, and everything was always my fault, and I always had this internal shame. There's a difference between shame and guilt. Shame means I am bad, guilt means I did something bad. And so I had the internal shame that I was always bad, that I was bad luck, that I always felt like my birthday was bad luck. I felt like I was born on a bad day. I just felt like everything in my life and everything about me centered around bad luck. And I wonder if that's one of the things that shaped me into being an ESFJ, was constantly living with the internal shame that I'm bad luck happens around me, bad things happen around me. Things are always my fault one way or another. You know, doesn't help when people do blame you. And so I wonder if that's one of the things that did shape me into the personality type that I am today. To always be kind and caring and compassionate and helpful to others because of the shame I feel all the time. That nothing but badness surrounds me. And so I kind of look at my personality type now, and I look back on my childhood like that and think, is that what shaped me into this personality type? Is that how I ended up here? Because by the time you're 6 years old, your personality type is 75% set. The next 25% happens between the ages of 6 and 14. Basically, all your school years. By the time you hit high school, your personality should be 100% set. And then you live through high school with how elementary, junior high, your home life, everything shaped you. Your world around you at that point. Like your first 75%, that's why people have a hard time adopting kids that are 3 years and older. Because by the time you're 3 years old, a lot of the damage is already set. The emotional damage, the physical damage, everything, it's set. And then by the time you're 6 years old, I mean, your personality, the majority, 3/4 of it, has been shaped by everything that has happened to you by the time you're 6. which is generally how is your home life going? And so when you're a parent, the first 6 years are very, very crucial because you are setting them on their path to who they're going to be. And then school does the rest. Because by the time they're 6 years old, that last 25% is your community. Because you're out in the community once you hit school. You're in your community, you are doing community things, you're making friends, you're making enemies, and all of that is shaping who you are. My mom set me up to it's hard to remember the first 6 years of your life. You got bits and pieces here and there, you know. My mom and my grandma made me shy to talk to people, to tell them if I had needs, to take care of my own needs. I felt guilty for having needs. I didn't want to put somebody out because I had a need. And so I would sit there quietly and just quietly, I would just sit there quietly and live without the need that I needed.
Mom, I have
and
one more.
sometimes secretively try and figure out how to fulfill that need.
Mom, can you come check out mine?
And I think that's like how I got built into this personality that I am today. Forsaking my needs for other people's needs. Other people that do speak up about their needs. I take care of their needs. And quietly, secretively, take care of mine if I can. And, what do you need, Colin?
I wanted to come check out mine. What's on me?
Ooh, lipstick store. I don't have a lipstick store, do I? Sorry, Colin called me into a game. I shouldn't be playing it while I'm trying to run this kind of stream. But, the first two cards basically were the same, talking about just that, who my personality is, just always being compassionate, kind, and caring, and generous, and taking care of others, and I don't want a personal setback. What?
What time is it?
I can't hear you because my headphones are up really loud.
What time is it?
It's 3:47. The kids are gonna be home soon. Which means I probably should end this soon if nobody wants to do it because the kids are gonna be home soon anyways.
Let you do it.
I was hoping to do a few readings, talk some personality, talk life situations. I love psychology because it is all about, see, my counselor, she doesn't compartmentalize, which is bad. From the moment I got on I could tell she was distracted. I can tell that something either went down with her work or her last session, or something went down before she got on with me. And she was kind of distracted, and she didn't compartmentalize and say, okay, this is Rose's session, we're going to focus on Rose's session and Rose's issues. And when I told her my issues, it wasn't about Rose's issues, Rose's beliefs, Rose's things. It was about, no, I'm going to correct Rose in everything she says with my beliefs. And that's not what counseling is about. Counseling is about, it doesn't matter whether the person that's sitting across the way from you has the same views or life as you or anything like you. It doesn't matter. What matters is their problem, their beliefs, what's going on with them, and you work with that. You work with that. It's like I said, somebody hands you a sculpture and tells you to just refine it and finish
Mom,
it,
I have my second
and you go and
toy.
add stuff to it or take away something that you don't like. You can't do that. You're there to refine it. You're there to help smooth it over and refine it. You're not there to take away from it. You're not there to add to it. You're not there to change something. If somebody says, you smooth it out, refine it, and paint it purple, and you return it to them red with a couple things added, they're going to be very unhappy. And
Can I play?
can you play what?
The game that you play.
It's a tarot card reading. I don't know what question you need answered. You're just 7 years old. You have to ask the deck a question. You have to ask the deck a question.
Like 1 plus 1?
No, like,
Like
a
what?
life question, like a life pertaining question, like, I don't know, what would a 7-year-old ask? Let's see how your future's gonna turn out, Colin, I guess. If the cards tell you your future. Okay, let's see. Let's think while we shuffle this about Colin's personality and what things Colin needs to work on, because he's 7. His personality is 75% set right now. Let's see about friendships and attitude, and what does Colin's future look like so far. Aloha, sharks cannot swim. Love that name. Let's see, Colin, how your future's gonna turn out. Let's see, Colin. Right now, you are kind of a little bit selfish and withdrawn and demanding, and that let's see, shattered dreams, broken family, domestic disharmony,
Disharmony? What's that
struggling
mean?
relationships. We do struggle in relationships because you're kind of mean, you are selfish, and you need self-respect, self-confidence. Introverted selfishness, the selfishness card keeps coming up for him. Jealousy and insecurity. If you keep your selfish ways, you're going to have jealousy and insecurity in your life. You need to learn to work more with others and what others want and need. Yeah, he is. We're just trying to shape a little bit of his attitude. If you watch my streams, you can watch him be very demanding and mean, and he'll say, if you don't join the game I'm in, then I hate you, or you hate me, and he'll stomp off saying, well, you hate me, and stuff like that. He's manipulative a little bit. We need to refine that about him. We're trying to tell him, no, you ask please, you say, and you give people time to come into the game and help you, and we're gonna make him a good widow one, aren't we? We're working on it. Because me and my husband have been talking lately about how to make sure we churn out, because we've already churned out 2 good boys. But that doesn't guarantee our other 3 kids are going to be good. And they're kind of showing a little bit of bad attitudes right now. But my husband's like, I need, as a man, needs to show the boys, like Colin, how to grow up to be a good man, how to treat a woman, how to treat people in general, how to treat somebody that you're dating, somebody that you're with. So you need to work, your cards say you need to work on your selfishness, Colin. That's what they say. You need to work on your selfishness.
Can I ask if it's a question?
And I agree with that. And I think if Dobby was here, she would say she'd agree with that too. But the question is, did you ask him why he does it? I can tell that he's doing that. But it's nice things that you guys like. I know that when I have a kid, I'm not churning out an extension of me or mini me. I'm churning out a whole new, brand new human being. It's not me. He might, but hopefully through me and my husband's examples, he might see stuff that he likes.
I want to ask the question.
And be like, I want to emulate that. Mom and Dad are like this, I want to emulate that. We're trying to show him. Too many people, like my husband's parents, are like, no, you're my child, you're going to mind me, you're going to do what I say, you're going to act the way I tell you to act. And if you don't, you're in trouble. And a few of my husband's siblings, like when I first met one of his sisters, she's like, don't tell Mom I didn't go to church today.
Mom?
She's like, I don't go to church sometimes, but I still tell Mom I did. But you can't tell Mom I didn't go. And they go over to Sunday dinner, and they talk like they went to church. And they act like perfect little religious children that their parents want them to be, even though they're not. But they have to act that way in front of the parents. And it's like, you can't do that to another human being. You have to let them be who they're going to be. If your child doesn't want to go to church, that's their choice. They want to stay home and relax or stay home and clean, that's their choice. You can't harp on them and say that's not a good reason to stay home or something. Or tell them how much that they missed and how important it was that they should have gone.
How do I put the game up?
This isn't exactly a game, buddy.
Oh, is it?
And so yeah, we are fully aware that we churned out human beings.
How does it work, Mama?
Okay, so you ask it a life question, like you just want a reading about how your life's going.
No, what you do first?
And so you shuffle the deck and you lay out 3 cards. And the 3 cards tell you your past, present, and future.
Mom, prayer.
Okay, hold on. I've been raised like that as well, demanded. Yep. Yeah, they have to make the choice. They do. And as parents, you just set the example and hope that they make the choice to say, oh, I want to be like mom and dad. Like I joke around that I'm turning out a future streamer maybe. Because he loves streaming. Call in. It's not a game. I tried to explain it to you. It's not. I will let you dish out the cards.
Now?
Who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
You like Spider-Man?
Huh?
Why do you like Spider-Man?
Because he shoots webs.
Sharks Cannot Swim wants to know who your favorite superhero is. You like the web shooting? And the fling and flying through the city?
Yeah.
I love.
And I like climbing walls.
I love Tony Stark because I'm just jealous of his confidence and attitude and everything. I love it. I love it. I love Iron Man and his confidence, and sometimes it gets you in trouble though. Iron Man's got himself in trouble, but Spider-Man's a good person to emulate. We're huge Marvel fans over here. Except for Marvel, yes, has been going downhill a little bit, but I don't totally agree with everything they say about why it's going downhill. Most of the way, but some of the way.
When is the
Not all the
kids
way.
gonna be home?
In 10-20 minutes.
Okay. Why keep the door open?
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man is very interesting because he got to be a superhero as a kid too. And he made his mistakes. You know, one of his biggest mistakes was Uncle Ben dying. In the Tobey Maguire ones, he actually had to buck up and confess to Aunt May about it. And take accountability. Not responsibility, accountability. Because responsibility and accountability are 2 different things. Accountability for his choices that led up to Uncle Ben getting shot. And so he had to take accountability, and it did interrupt their relationship for a minute. Because Aunt May had to process that he made some choices that ended up in her losing her husband. In the new ones, I don't even know where Uncle Ben is in the new ones with Andrew Garfield. They don't even talk about the Uncle Ben storyline. They just talk about he's been Spider-Man for 6 months. Aunt May doesn't seem like she just lost somebody. With the way she goes on and dates Happy and everything. So they kind of like killed over the Uncle Ben storyline in the Andrew Garfield one, I think. They don't even want to. Because if he's only been Spider-Man for 6 months by the time he meets Tony Stark. Yeah, because how many times in our childhood, in our teenage years, have we made an excuse to our parents, drop me off at this friend's house or drop me off at this place, and you turn around and you go somewhere else? Because you don't want your parents, you don't want to ask your parents for what you really want to do. Because you know they're not going to accept it. My oldest boy, he's like, oh, I'm going for a job interview. He left for his job interview. I knew he was lying to me. I immediately followed him to his girlfriend's house. Busted his butt. Called the girlfriend's mother and father and everything. Because I had to take the bus, and so I got the girlfriend's father to give me a ride to her mom's house, and we busted him. Because it's like, you weren't going for a job interview. You're hanging out with this chick that me and my husband knew was bad news. I mean, we knew she wasn't in love with him. We knew she was just like, she just goes from guy to guy to guy. Sometimes at the same time. Like, she just likes going for having a lot of guys. Like, she didn't care about him. And I kept telling, I told, and see, this is the thing that you have to honor how your kids are human beings. Because I tried to, the parents were so upset they didn't want that happening. I tried to tell my oldest son stories from my teenage years. The choices I made. And how 5 years down the road, or 6 years down the road, or something like that, I found out that it was the right choice to make. Well, because here's what I told my son. There was this guy in our high school, and he used to occasionally flirt with me. Sometimes he'd be mean to me and literally kick me around and tease me. And then 10 minutes later, he'd have his arm around me and be all lovey on me, whatever. And, I don't know how he felt about me. We weren't dating. I still had my V card. And, we went to a party one night. And he got drunk. And he begged me. And I was like, no. Not gonna do this drunk. Not gonna do this 'cause you're drunk. And I made the decision that night to walk away from him and be like, this is a bad situation. You're drunk. You're not my boyfriend. This isn't special. I'm not going to go down this way, And 5 years or so goes down the road. And I'm dating my second husband. And at this time, the only people I've been with is my first husband. And that's it. And I'm dating my second husband. And I go to have him meet this friend that I've had, a friend in high school. And we were at his house. And me and a bunch of friends were sitting there. And somebody asked him, they said, hey Josh, what are your numbers up to now? And he said something like, I think 35 or 36. And he goes, oh, I remember every girl's name. And he started naming off number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all his conquests. When he got to about 15 or 16, I realized had I said yes that night, my name would have been slid in right about 15 or 16. Right there. Somewhere around there. I would have been his midpoint because he got to like 30-something. And I would have been embarrassed sitting with my fiance if my name had been on that list as a conquest. Nothing more. So I was thankful I said no that night. I was so thankful I walked away. And I told my son, I said, one day, do you want to sit there and be a number on somebody's list? Or do you want to be special to somebody? I try to teach my sons like that from my example. Do you want to be somebody's number, or do you want to be special to somebody? There's only one other person in this world that can put me on their list, but I was married to him. And that's what I tell my sons. That's what I can say. Because I didn't get embarrassed that day by being number 14, 15, or 16. Because I knew what girlfriend he had after that night. And so I knew what number I'd be slid in on. Because I'm like, ooh, well, there's Lena. So I'd be like just before Lena. And Sheena. And I'm like sitting there going, yeah, I'd be about number 15-ish. Somewhere in there. So, but I tried to teach him that. But he just became a number on this Marianne girl's list. That's all he is. And I told him, I said, that's all you are. Years later, when she reflects back on her numbers, because people count, they do. They count later on. Some people do that. And I told him, you're just gonna be. And my kid didn't listen. But he's doing all right now. He dated a girl for 3 years. He just married her last year. And he's doing great now. He found a wonderful girl. I love my daughter-in-law tremendously. He married somebody that I just can totally get along. I promised myself, I don't care who my kids marry, I will like them. I'm not going to be one of those parents like my parents and my husband's parents. Both of my marriages, I had people sit there and say, don't marry him. Don't be with him. And I made my own choice. And I live with it. And here I am. This July will be 20 years. So, all those people who said my second marriage was a big mistake and that it was going to end in divorce, here I am, going on my 20th. We got married back in 2003, and now it's 2023. So yeah, 20 years. Big 2-0 this year. And so that's all you can do. You could tell the kids stories from your life and say, please don't do that to me as a parent. You know, please be open and honest with me. You know, that's all you can ask. It's all you can ask of your teenager. And hope that they say, okay, I got it. That was your mistake. And I'll try not to make the same mistake. And hopefully they say that. And sometimes they don't. But that's all you can do, because yes, you're dealing with another human being, not a copy of you, not an extension of you. Another separate human being with a separate personality, separate views. Hopefully they're the same as yours, close as yours.
When is school and we think we'll be home?
Grandpa should be getting them now. Did Grandpa go get them?
I don't know.
Is Grandpa's car here?
Yes.
Are the kids home then?
I don't know.
Don't tell me he didn't go pick them up at all.
They're home.
Oh, they're home? Okay. You're scaring me for a minute that Grandpa didn't go get them. I was just checking my phone to see if, okay. Scared me for a minute. I trust my dad every day that he's gonna go get the kids. It's a hard trust. Yeah. Well, nobody wants their, people nowadays, I mean, their parents, of course, cooperated because, I mean, kids nowadays don't take being intimate with somebody very seriously anymore. It's just another thing, it's just another activity to do with somebody. And a lot of parents, they just want, it should be something special with somebody special. Not just something to do or whatever. I had a friend in high school, or a friend that lived across the street from me, who just went from guy to guy because she was upset at her mom for not believing her on something very, very serious. And so basically her way of punishing her mom was hey buddy, bring home some snacks. Goldfish crackers. I don't think anybody's gonna come on. Oh. But thank you, Sharks Cannot Swim. Me and my husband, we get a lot of compliments from people when we tell them how we parent. Because I was talking to somebody just a couple days ago on stream. We were talking about parenting. Also about homeschooling your kids when the drama at school literally is making them physically sick. And instead of pushing them to keep going to school and live through it, we pulled my son out of school and just said, go ahead and get your GED. We're not going to make you go through all this emotional pain he was smart enough to get his GED.
Yes, I
So
will.
we're just like, fine, go get your GED.
It's gonna take me seconds.
We'd rather have a kid with a GED than kid with emotional pain.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, baby girl.
Look on me, Mom.
Click on you. Okay, let me change my stream, I guess. I don't know. No, it's been almost an hour. Nobody's coming on. Maybe you guys will come on later. Maybe I'll schedule a tarot night on my schedule. Hit that follow button. And thank you, Ekarina, for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. We try. Just kidding. Yeah, this is Wesley right here. He's autistic and doesn't talk. Unless he's on his game and then he screams and yells and talks a lot. He gets frustrated. This is Aurora, our only daughter. We got 4 boys, 1 daughter.
Yep.
And then Colin Bear back there. And then we have 2 older boys that are boys are 10 years older than our daughter. I had 2 kids with my first husband, and then when I got with my second husband, we couldn't have kids or thought we couldn't have kids, and then 7 years later, boom, Aurora came, and then Wesley just like that, right, immediately, right after Aurora, Wesley came. These 2 are pretty close in age. They came back to back.
Mom,
And then I had a tubal pregnancy, and then Colin came, and then we called it quits. We're like, whoa, we're done. Apparently we can have kids, and it's like, now we need to stop.
and my big buffer's name is Chris.
Yep, Chris just moved out, and he's living with the other big brother, and the kids are upset because they love their big brothers so much. Even though there's a 10-year gap, the older boys love, especially Parker loves Colin the most. He kept telling me, when Colin turns 3, I'm taking him from you and I'm gonna raise him to be just like me. And because my oldest boy, he's like, I'm a good person, I'm a great person, and I'm gonna teach my brother to be just like me. And so he's like, I'm gonna take this. He's like, I'm gonna take him away from you, and I'm gonna raise him to be just like me. And I was like, sure, if you want to try, go ahead. Whatever. He never came on that promise. Colin's 7, and I still have him. I'm like, where are you, Parker? I thought you were gonna take him. He's 7 now, and I'm still raising him. Just kidding. Parker's funny, but he does.
And Noel and Parker got married.
Yes, Noel and Parker got married last year. Noel and Parker lived with us for over a year, and they got to know Noel really well, and she's just a complete sweetheart. Too bad Aurora grew, because she made Aurora this beautiful Rapunzel dress. Oh, it's beautiful. And Aurora's grown out of it now. It's been a couple years, and she's grown. And now Noel's really creative. I told her she should stream about fashion. And I said, you're already sitting there creating a dress, creating something at your sewing machine. Just put a camera in front of you and show people what you're doing, because she goes off pattern. She's creative. She could just think it in her mind, draw it out, and do it. And she makes interesting costumes for Halloween. And
Look, I did.
good. Now all you need to do is buy a t-shirt from that store.
And then what?
And then you go talk to him again, and he gives you something special. And, yeah, I told her, I watched this girl, what's her name? I haven't watched her in a while. She does fashion, and she reminds me so much of my daughter-in-law that I'm like, Mina Lay does fashion. She's a streamer that does fashion. And I told Noel, you should watch Mina Lay. And you know, she reminds me a lot of you. She's into the old stuff too. She's into the old fashioned. She puts some of her stuff up on TikTok, I think. I occasionally see her TikToks on Facebook. She made this really cute female Darth Vader outfit. It was great. It was great. She did so good. She did a good female Darth Vader. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I told my daughter-in-law you need to cosplay on, because you make your own stuff. You can teach people how to make their own stuff, and you show it off on TikTok already. Anyways, I said you might as well just stream it, and people will love it. Cause me and her are into cosplay. We used to go to Comic-Con together and dress up, and oh, it was so much fun. I used to go to Comic-Con all the time. When Comic-Con finally hit Salt Lake City, oh, it was like the biggest thing ever. There were so many people there, they actually had to shut down and stop letting people in because we reached the fire limit. And people, oh my gosh, I love going to Comic-Con because people are so darn creative. And you know how many David Tennants we saw there? Or people dressed up like, oh man. We took so many pictures with them. We're like, my husband's ex-fiance, we're friends. I'm friends with my husband's ex-fiance. And I told her, every Doctor Who I come across, I will take a picture of it and send it to you. And, oh, I was like, yep, every, like... yeah, you have to go to my Facebook, and I have, if you go to my Facebook, I have, Comic-Con, sections in my photos. You could just specifically look at my Comic-Con photos. And there was 3 years in a row we went to Comic-Con, and it was just tremendous amount of fun. I dressed up as a pirate once, and oh my gosh, I got stopped so many times. People were taking pictures of me. I actually got to be kind of like famous for a day because everybody's stopping me, go, can I take your picture? Can I take your picture? And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. And my feet were hurting, so sometimes I'd take off my boots. And I'd be like, can I put my boots on real quick? And then you can take a picture of me real quick. And I'm like, let me put my boots back on. And I'd be like, let me put my boots back on, and then, because I brought slippers just in case my feet were hurting. I did bring some backup slippers, because I knew I couldn't walk in high heels all day. And so, I'd be like, yeah, let me put my boots back on, and I'll pose for you. You know, and it was great. I gotta be kind of famous for a day. There's a lot of people out there with pictures of me that they took of me at Comic-Con. And when they look back on their Comic-Con photos, they're going to be like, oh, remember that cute pirate? Yeah, that's me. It'd be funny if they knew I streamed now. They'd probably watch me. They'd be like, yeah, that girl is streaming. That's the one we saw at Comic-Con. Dressed up as a... let me see. You know, I could probably pull up a picture of me at Comic-Con real quick. Let's see. I can probably pull up a picture real quick of me at Comic-Con. Let's see. Where is it? Screen capture. Okay. Let's go to Facebook real quick. Let's see. Where's my photos? Watch, friends, home, marketplace. Where's photos? No, that's not it. Oh, look, that's Koala Bear. Memories on Facebook. That's Colin. Rose, we care. That's Koala Bear. 7 years ago, little guy crawling across the floor. Let's see. See more memories. No, I don't know. Okay, I think I have to click on me. Whatever. Photos. Albums. There we go. Albums. Comic-Con. Here we go. There I am at the Comic-Con with me out there in the front. My oldest son, Parker, in the red shirt. His favorite color is red. Christopher's favorite color is green. There's him in the green shirt. Their friend Sean. And this was the year that I did dress up as the pirate. And we took Aurora and Wesley with us. And that's my big brother, Timmy, pushing the stroller. That was a bad idea. I mean, that stroller, they wet their pants. And look, there's a David Tennant. We captured, like I said, we captured every Doctor Who that came by us. Yeah, he's still cute. This is not a statue. This is a girl who dressed up. She literally dressed up as a weeping angel. Oh my gosh, she had so much silver painted all over her. I won this by answering a question. I went to Disney Infinity's little talk show or whatever. You know how you go to the side rooms and you watch there. And there was a line to ask questions and a trivia line to answer. And I was the first one to answer the trivia question. And I answered it correctly. And I remember my answer. It was funny. I looked up at them and I said, I would be stupid if I couldn't get this. I said, because you guys have said the answer about 20 times during your whole promo thing. And I said, I think the answer is that, I think, what was it? It was the Avalanche. They asked for the company that made Disney Infinity, and I said, I think it's Avalanche. And they looked at me and they said, oh, you're right. And they made me think I was wrong for a second. I was like, no, it's Avalanche. So I won Captain America. She's dressed up as Perry the Platypus, if you can't tell. I bought Parker that ocarina. I hope he still has it. He loved that ocarina. And I bought Chris that ocarina. That one literally is the Link style ocarina, which is cool because, you know, the Ocarina of Time, Link, the Ocarina of Time, Zelda. That's me in a clam. That's Aurora in a clam. Look, Dobby, it's Aurora in a clam. Look at my baby girl sitting in the clam, all pretty like a princess. We had to change her wet pants and everything, so she's sitting in a diaper because sitting in that stroller drinking all day, and their diapers got so full, and oh my gosh, they just got wet everywhere. I should have brought spare clothes. They were so wet all over the place. That's Christopher with his ocarina, and I think he bought that sword. I don't remember that sword. Oh, Back to the Future. Who couldn't resist? Perry the Platypus. Can't resist. Oh, there's everybody sleeping on the way home. It was a long Comic-Con, by the way. It was a long day. There's me dressed up as the pirate. That's a wig. That's not my natural hair. That's me dressed up as the pirate right there. Red, in the red and purple. That's my full body look. There's me as the pirate that everybody stopped me and took pictures of. I'd been seeing these guys for a couple of years. They were supposed to bring a wonderful fantasy park to Utah, and they failed at it. But I loved their booth, and I kept coming by their booth, and they knew me really well at their booth. I frequented their booth. Yeah, there's fairy godmother, but she's got a, we laughed because she pulled out her sonic screwdriver. Fairy godmother with the sonic screwdriver. Parker and his attitude. You can see in his face that he grew up with attitude. That's why I was telling Panda, don't worry about soft parenting. Look at my boy.
Mom,
What?
look at my foot I have.
You can tell from that look on his face he has attitude. What, bud?
I have the foot, the 8 foot.
Let's see. That's one Comic Con. Comic Con. That was the third year in Comic Con. This is year 2. Or no. No, this is the same. What? Stop it! Trucking in Roblox Mall has begun to affect local wildlife. Flocks of native birds have had to change their course of migration to avoid the mall's giant structure. Customers feel neutral about the mall so far. One user stated, "The mall could have been better." Another remarked, "Ah!" There's us heading off to Comic Con again. I think I just showed you guys day 3. This is day 2. So this is the day before I dressed up as a pirate. This is day 2. We're at the train station waiting for the train to take us in. We parked at the train station and took the train in because there's nowhere to park. Ah, there's Christopher. That's Christopher. Whoops. There's Parker with his little necklace from Lord of the Rings. See, we're big fans. We buy this stuff. Fan experience. That's where we're going. Fan X. All those swords. He is Brandon. This is Brandon Mole. He is a Utah author. He's amazing. He did Fablehaven series. Love his Fablehaven series. When I got mad at Twilight, I told everybody, read Fablehaven. He knows how to deal with the relationship between a 15-year-old girl and a 200-year-old unicorn. Read Brandon Mole, not Stephanie Meyer, okay? You guys go buy Brandon Mole's books. I don't think that bill is bad and whatever, and I feel bad for you, Dobby, because you know what? I know it's a hard situation, but I was thinking about it the other day. It's like this. It's like a parent saying, okay, my daughter can go to prom, let's go buy you a dress. And she says, I'll let you go to prom, I'll buy you a dress, as long as it's an actual dress and not some skimpy little thing. Now, does your mom hate you and not want you to look good at prom because she won't let you dress in that tight little, Victoria Beckham kind of dress? No. Your mom just doesn't want you to look like... She wants you to look decent. You're going to prom, you need to look decent. She's not... She's supporting you. She's just saying, I want you to realize that you are a child, and those kind of dresses is stuff you wear out to bars or something, not a prom. The mom's still supportive. The mom still loves the daughter. The mom still wants the daughter to go to prom. But somewhere you got to put your foot down and say, but you're still a child, so there's got to be some rules to you going to prom because you are a child. Like no going to hotel rooms, no this, no that. You're going to give your child rules. And that's all it is. is the government is our parent, and they're being supportive of most everything we do, but they also got to lay down some guidelines to protect our children. Exactly. And so does that mean she's a bigot, she hates you, no. And so you can support trans people, but just because you don't want to see a 16-year-old lop off their memory glands and make that big of a decision at 16 years old or 15 or whatever, doesn't mean you hate trans people. It just means that you're a kid and we don't want to see you make a decision that's going to literally affect the rest of your life. That's all. That's all we're saying. We're not saying we don't support you. We're just saying think for a second. Before you do something, you are a child. So because you are a child, there is guidelines. There are guidelines. When you're 18, the guidelines fall off. You can do whatever you want. Lop off your memory glands. Whatever. Do it. But not while you're a child. And that doesn't mean we should fall off the face of the earth because we believe in rules and guidelines. We're still supportive. You can still be a supportive person and lay down guidelines. That's all parenting is all about. Being supportive of your children, but laying down a few guidelines for their safety. That's all it's about. It's all. End of story. I don't hate trans people, but no, I don't want to see a 16-year-old and me being a 17-year-old who had a kid knows stupid decisions that early change your life. Because sometimes, yeah, I wish I could take it back. I wish I could just be a normal teenager. I didn't get to go to my prom because I was busy having a child. I didn't get to do kid stuff because at 17 I was considered an adult because I was pregnant. And it upset me when people started saying, well, you're pregnant, you need to start being treated like an adult. You don't get to be a kid anymore. And I took away my childhood with that choice to be with someone, not to protect myself, to listen to somebody who led me astray.
Lucy, can you play with me? Please? Come down this and play with me.
That's, what's his name? Carl Urban? Yeah, it says it right behind him. I'm trying to think of his name and it's right there behind him. I took this picture against the rules, BTW. You are not allowed to use your camera and take pictures of them. However, we were not allowed to meet him unless you paid to meet him. So I quietly just kind of took my camera as I was walking away and went chink and took a picture of him.
Mom wants to meet you.
Okay. That's me and Julia, what's her name? Julie Benz. I love her. I love her. And Dexter and Supernatural and just, she's a beautiful lady, beautiful actress.
You think so, Mom?
Yeah, she told me that Utah, what'd she say about Utah? Utah can go to hell or something? Because we're one of the 9 states protecting children? Because we're one of the 9 states that says we're going to put a guideline down for, you can be trans as a teenager, but we're going to put guidelines down for you. Because we're adults and we know better. That's all we're saying. We're not saying we hate you. We're not saying we don't like you. We're not saying you can't be trans. We're just saying you might need a little guidelines while you're transitioning. Because it's a lot to take in when you start transitioning. Don't make rash decisions right away because everybody is affirming you and saying, just do it, just do it, just do it. No, you need to stop and think for yourself,
Mom,
is this what I want for the rest of my life?
Mom, what's it mean?
For myself, not for anybody else. Not for anybody affirming you. Not for anybody showing attention to you. What do you want for yourself? And that's all we're telling children. Stop and think for yourself. We're stopping and thinking for you. You stop and think for yourself.
But Mom.
That's all. And so yes, like I say, and I'm with you guys 95% or more of the way.
Mama.
I have no problem with the LGBTQ community.
Mama.
But when it does come to kids,
Mama.
I believe some guidelines need to be laid down.
Mama.
I would do it for any kid in any situation
Mama.
in their life.
Mama.
What? Like I said, even going to prom, I'd be like, nope, you don't get to look like a 20-year-old slut
Mama.
that's going to a bar.
Mama.
You're gonna look nice.
Mom.
What? What? I asked you what, and you're not saying anything.
Which is sword fair is going to
I
fall?
did go change it. I don't care. Go look for a new one. Wesley keeps destroying his shirts on purpose. They annoy him, and so then he rips them apart on purpose because they annoy him. And then he comes crying to me because he destroyed his shirt. And so people like Panda should just understand that. Okay, we come from states that are handling things a little bit differently. Because how many times, even in a non-LGBTQ situation, just any situation, we were just talking about this earlier with ex-Karina, how many times does a teenager make a decision that is going to affect them for the rest of their lives? You know, I wish I had the guts to stick with... I told my sister I didn't want to date anybody. She pushed me into dating. And I should have stuck with, no, I don't want to date. I should have told my sister, I don't want to do that. It's not how I want to live my teenage years. Dating somebody. I wanted to turn 18, 19, 20 and go out to like bars or restaurants or wherever you meet people and go meet people that way and get to know people and do the whole being asked out to dinner and going out to dinner with somebody and seeing if that dinner goes well. I never got to go on a traditional date like that. Because I chose to just be manipulated into dating this guy. I let everybody around me influence me to date him, to marry him, whatnot. Because all my other friends were dating. My sister and all my other friends were dating. They all lost their V card. They thought it was time I did too. And it wasn't something I was into. They were, I wasn't. I love Julie Benz. I was talking to her, telling her how my makeup is horrible and I look ugly, and she's telling me how beautiful I am. She's so sweet. There's my dad in Star Trek. Yeah, Star Trek. Ah, David Bowie. You like that one, Dobby? The David Bowie one? Ghostbusters. You see how short my dad is? Because my kid is already taller than him. Why is it marked Parker? That's not Parker. This guy built this Iron Man suit himself. He's amazing. I talked to him on Facebook after this. He's just amazing. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Sean looks so tired, like, I want to just get out of here. I'm done. Everybody bought these. Chris still has this blade, I know that. Ooh, those are the best nuts ever. Who's dead? I'm glad I got to meet on. Oh.
Mom, you
Who'd you meet?
Mom, you look a little.
These are the best nuts ever. They're almonds baked on with something on. Oh my gosh. Every time I find these nuts, I have to buy them.
Mom, you look so scary in that one.
I know I got too much black around my eyes. I had to take this picture of this chick for somebody. I was specifically sent to Comic-Con to snap a picture of this girl and set her up on a date with him. I almost did set him up on a date. She is some kind, I can't remember the deal of why I had to take a picture of her, but she's a local Utah celeb. I had to take a picture of. Oh, you met Alex Trebek. Oh, that's cool.
Try to.
Settle down! It's not the end of the world, you guys. The world's not gonna end.
Yeah, it's never gonna end.
Hold on, Colin. No, I messed up on the pictures. I gotta get back to the pictures we were at. Anyways, there was a deal. And get a boob job. No, just kidding. I can't remember the deal with her, but I was sent to Comic-Con to find her. Stop stomping on me! Get off me!
That's mean!
You just stomped on me. That's mean.
Lizzie, you promised to come play with me, Lizzie. I hate you, Lizzie.
Colin, chill out.
Lizzie won't play with me.
Yay!
Make Lizzie play with
There's me in the Star Trek.
Lizzie, play with me.
I snapped that picture of Julie Benz just walking around. I had to. I love her.
Lizzie, no.
She's amazing, sweet. Look, female Loki.
Mama, Lizzie won't play with me.
What?
Lizzie won't play with me.
Parker getting eaten by zombies. Me getting eaten by zombies. See, that's how I'll go down in a zombie apocalypse. Just like that. I'm going down. That's Wesley.
Can you make Lizzie play with me?
I can't.
Please.
Okay. You want to see Aurora as a baby? Dobby? You want to see my cute Aurora as a baby? There's Wesley. He's a bump in the mirror. Back there. Here's baby Aurora. I used to own my own photography company. Here's baby Aurora.
I promised to play with me, Lizzie.
You can see it in her face a little bit who she grows into. Her little chubby cheeks thin out and everything.
Can you make Lizzie play with
Look
me?
at baby girl.
Make Lizzie play with me.
This is Call a Bear.
This is no fun. Ruin.
That's my calling. There's Lady.
You think you will play with me, Mom?
Oops. I knew you'd like to see pictures of Aurora as a baby. Let's see. Here's her as Little Red Riding Hood for Halloween. I love these pictures. Look at these ones that I did. There's my Little Red Riding Hood. I made Lady pose by her as a big bad wolf. What do you think? Cutest Little Red Riding. I still have that cape. That's Wesley's a monkey.
Mom, can you make Lucy play with me?
See, all the photos are tagged with my Bella Roar photography. That's... Colin, you're tipping me backwards. See? Anything else, Bum? This is me and Dawn when we were dating. This is 20 years ago. That's our wedding. That's our first apartment with the little boys. That's when Dawn got the boys sealed to him. In the temple. That ponytail? That's fake hair. My hair was pixie cut at the time. That ponytail's fake. That's my husband's... These are all my husband's friends from high school. These two boys behind me. Friends from high school. And then their wives. Me and Dawn stopped playing World of Warcraft for 2 seconds to take this picture. That monkey pillow in the background, it's on my shirt too. I was obsessed with that brand of clothing and stuff at one point. That's just a family photo after we got Jeddah. You can hardly see Harley and Jeddah because they blend into the background. But Harley's right here. And Jeddah's right here. We got our new dogs. We went and took some family photos with the new dogs.
Mom, make Lucy play with me.
This is when we lived in Arizona. We went and did an old fashioned. That's I forgot how I got a cast on my leg right there. It was I'm trying to remember what happened. It was the stupidest deal how I almost broke my leg, but I ended up pulling some tendons and wearing a cast for like 4 months. But that's when I was obsessed with 1950 style dresses. And so, yep, that's me. So I bought a lot of these 1950 style dresses.
Is this that guy?
What? What's up? Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot you were gonna make that tonight. You guys, stop hovering over me, please.
I was gonna go to the store maybe.
Is that Lucy and Colin?
No, that's Parker and Chris. This is when Chris got baptized. He was 8 years old. Huh?
A little bit extra money. Some of that money that Tim put on my card the other day, I didn't spend it. So he, just like you, just put it on there this morning. So
That's when Parker got baptized.
yeah. So I still got,
Huh?
I still got some left, so I thought I didn't spend all that money that Timmy gave me the other day, on my card, so I just thought I would use it to get some,
Mom, make me
Like,
play
uh,
with me.
cake.
Stop!
that-
Stop touching my computer! It's my computer, don't touch it! I can't hear what Grandpa's saying because of you.
Yeah. So.
What?
Anyway, I just said I'll just get something, I was gonna get something to eat after,
Like, what do you mean something to eat? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean like a cake or something,
Oh, okay, yeah,
Frozen-
that.
Frozen cakes.
Oh, like one of those coconut ones or something? That.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
I'll get one of them.
that'd be cool.
Grandpa, make sure I get a chocolate cake.
That's me smashing the cake on. There's a whole story behind the cake smashing. I did this photo album for our 10-year anniversary. We're about to hit 20. That was 10 years ago. I put that album together for our 10-year anniversary. Yep.
Where's me?
There's Aurora, pretty Aurora.
Can I see myself way close? Press my baby picture. Mom, did the funny one.
This is Aurora.
I'm so cute.
Can you hear Aurora in the background going, I'm so cute?
Oh.
She fell asleep in the middle of the photo shoot. Huh?
Don's gonna go get it.
Oh, Taco Bell? Okay,
Yeah, and we'll eat that and I'll make a portion of hamburgers for her.
okay.
Okay.
That'll be fine. Love her. Look at those bright blue eyes. They're not blue anymore, but look at them then.
Now I have green eyes.
She had really bright blue eyes back then.
Now I have green eyes. I have green eyes now. Do you remember I was your firstborn, Mom?
Hmm. Okay, here, Dobby. Here's my profile pics. Me through the years, all my hairdos. You ready for this? You ready to see all my crazy hairdos, colors, styles, all that crap?
Yes. But can you make me
Okay, here's me through the years.
This will get we see. No, go back to that one. That one was funny.
Some of these are when I was Snapchatting for a while.
My boy.
That's me and my boys. That's me with red hair. Oh, it was one of the rare times I could get my hair to curl. That's it straight. There's Aurora at my brother's wedding. That's me and my ex-husband's wife at my son's graduation. That's me and Dawn at a baseball game. I got blonde hair there. See, I'm blonde there. That's me and I think Bear. I think that's Colin. Yeah, that's Colin.
I can't eat that. I'm bored.
That's me with red hair. My friends gave us tickets to the Utah Symphony.
No, go back. They. That's me.
That's me when I was pregnant with Colin. Red hair, long and straight. Here's me with my short hair trying to do it 1950s, 1940s style. Yes. That's a wig. It's totally the bangs are my real bangs. I didn't want people to see the edge of the wig, So I pulled out my real bangs and put them over the wig so that it looked natural. That's the picture I generally use right now. That's when I was streaming back 7 years ago.
That's our old house.
Wow, I had my ears pierced. I didn't know that.
That's our old house, though.
That's me with really short red hair. These two girls were fighting over my oldest son. Tasia, she has a sad story behind her. But I pretty much was her mom for a while.
Who is that?
That's me.
Okay.
I think this is me. I had some kind of surgery. I could barely even get out there and fly kites. I was in a lot of pain that day. I remember that.
Is that we see?
That's Wesley, yes.
We see, look, it's you when you was a baby.
It's me and Wesley. This is the time I was streaming also. Took a lot of pictures when I was streaming.
That's me.
That's you. That's us going to Comic-Con. That's me, blonde and shooting a rifle.
Why are you shooting the rifle?
'Cause my friend made me finally go out and shoot a rifle. It took him 7 years to get me to go out, but he finally conquered it and made me go out and shoot a rifle. That's Wesley.
Okay.
That's Parker. Look at him. He's floating above the trampoline with that weird look on his face holding a lightsaber. That was a perfect time to snap a photo of my son.
And that's Chris.
Hey, every time you bump me, that's fake hair. Those are my extensions. You can see the bright red on top is my real hair, and then the brown is the extensions. That's my real bangs, but these are extensions. Those are my extensions. I had short hair, but yeah, I put in extensions. I forgot I wore earrings for a time. I should wear earrings again, but then I got these that cover my ears, so you can't see them. Because I used to not wear headphones when I streamed a long time ago.
Is that us?
That's Aurora. That's Aurora, that's Aurora, that's Aurora. That's me and Wesley. That's Wesley. It's Aurora.
Yeah.
This was my first haircut after I had Aurora. I hated my hair and went out and had it styled. And then I came home looking like this. That's my 30th birthday pictures, I think. I took pictures for my 30th birthday. My friend who has a physical disability, who's handicapped, took these pictures. She demanded that I allow her to use my camera because she promised me with her physical disability she wouldn't drop the camera, and she got mad at me if I wouldn't let her use if I wouldn't trust her enough to use the camera. Yeah, I was worried the whole time she took these pictures because no, I did not want my camera dropped, and she did almost drop it a couple times. Scare the crap out of me.
Aww. Oh, that's Cat and me.
That's me and Dad. I just put on my cousin's cowboy hat and went out in the backyard and took this picture. I think this is back in 2008.
That's you.
No, that's Parker. I thought I had more pictures. There's me blonde. I freshly went blonde and went outside and took some pictures.
That's
No, this is an apartment we lived in at one time.
Mom.
I went outside and took some fresh pictures of my blonde hair. That's me, fresh blonde. That's my first ever photo when I created Facebook. You can tell I dyed it. It's got a little bit of copper in it. And
Do another photo.
what do you think? Blonde or brown or red or purple? What do you think I should do?
Do another photo. Do another photo. Do another.
See how my lips were fuller and everything back then?
Do another.
Just chill out, you guys. I'm talking to Dobby. You're like, go purple. Everybody says blonde looks the best on me.
Don't make what you play with me. Never found out. Never found out.
What?
Can you make what you play with me?
What?
Oh boy.
What the hell? TikTok. Okay, maybe I had to copy paste. Control copy. What is going on? Control copy. Control paste. Hold on, you guys. I gotta look at something. Wow. The hell?
What?
She must have been, what'd you call it? What? Yep. She was a girl I used to work with. That was a hack. Hack was the word I was looking for. I couldn't figure it out. Anyways, that's my Facebook. There we go. Now I need to change my capture.
Wait,
Screen capture.
I gotta eat some breakfast. Oh my
Okay,
God, eat some
there we go.
breakfast.
Anyways, yeah. Do I have to go? So if I use that one hair dye you said, I don't have to go blonde first to go purple. I can just go purple from my brown.
Mom,
What?
I made some breakfast. I'm gonna eat breakfast.
Go get a bowl.
Hey, Mom, can you put the foil with me? Hey, foil with me.
Alright, what game should we play? Should we go to Roblox? And we cut this stream and let's go to Roblox, I guess. Thanks all for coming in. Thanks for the follow. Extrina, hope you watch us more. We do a lot as a family. Roblox and everything. And come join us and chat with me anytime about anything, no matter what game I'm on.